Like a polar bear who wakes up shaved and wearing a mankini on a tropical island, Shift 2 Unleashed is pretty confused. This hardcore-leaning Need for Speed sequel really wants to be a purist sim-heavy racer, but every now and then it'll spot a nitro boost or arcade scoring system in a low-cut top and can't resist having a bit of a flirt. Having dropped the Need for Speed tag from the main title, you'd be forgiven for thinking EA are aiming this model of Shift squarely at the Gran Turismo 5 market, and you'd be half right, meaning the other half of you would be wrong. Those left in the middle should start hugging the polar bear. Your career starts with an introduction to this man.
I'm Vaughn Gittin Jr., Formula D champion.
Who has helpfully stolen this GTR for you to test your skills with.
It's got some serious parts on it.
This is essentially a training session with the added pressure that your performance here will affect the game's difficulty going forward. Don't worry, you can change it later if things get too difficult. Not that we'd ever do that. Once training is over, it's time to buy your first car and get your race on. We went for this little run around and joy of joys, the man in green approved.
Good choice, man. This is where it all begins. From here, you have the chance to do all kinds of racing.
As Vaughn Gittin Jr. said, from here you're free to enter events, earn XP and progress up the career ladder to earn your place in the GT1 World Championship. The setup is mega familiar. Players are given a number of different races to enter, with each one earning you cash for the regular roustabout of upgrading and customising with bigger engines and fatter tyres. Earning XP alongside your cash unlocks new events and competitions, and it's all looking very GT5 until Shift 2 cracks out its XP boosting objectives. These are challenges set during races, which effectively load you up with bonus points and include things like sticking to the racing line, staying ahead of the pack for an entire lap, mastering all the corners on the circuit, and talking on your phone and swearing at an old lady as you swing around the mini roundabout at Tesco. Not really. These objectives are clearly meant to spice things up fast, but racing fans looking for a quick blast around the tarmac should throw their leather gloves back on the laundry pile. It takes hours to unlock even the most modest gas guzzlers, and the game's quick race mode only allows you to select cars you've already bought in career mode. Quick race should be about dreams. Dreams! The bottom line, don't expect to be getting behind the wheel of a Bugatti Veyron without spending some serious time on the track. A track which you'll share with some particularly tough competitors. The mental AI drivers will happily bump and grind you into making a mistake, or failing that, just ram you off the road. It takes some getting used to, but just like Dad said, it's better to ignore the bullies than to give them satisfaction. This is for all the lunch times, and for stealing my pogs, and for that thing with the toilet when I had pushed down and then you flushed it and...
Excellent stuff. That was a great win.
Ah, sweet revenge. In terms of presentation, helmet cam is the big feature here. Yes, quiet at the back. It's an innovative system which places the camera inside the driver's brain protector, allowing the player to see the road just like a real race driver would. The camera sways and turns as the car heaves around the track, and when it works you really get a sense that your vehicle is banking and swaying underneath you, which in turn allows you to judge corners and speed more effectively. However, there are times when the effect is so overpowering that it makes you feel more like you're piloting a jumbo jet than a VW Golf. In the end, we found it easier and more enjoyable to stick to one of the regular views. More generally, Shift's visuals can't quite compete with GT5's lovingly rendered fleet of machines and glorious sunsets, although it's not far off. The cars all look solid and have some satisfying damage modelling demonstrated here, here and here. We totally did that on purpose. But they all lack that extra bit of polish. With Unleashed, the Shift series continues to make strides in the right direction, and the inclusion of EA's excellent autolog, previously seen in Need for Speed Hot Pursuit, and the added XP rewards on each track help to fuel that one more go fire. But since the release of the first game, we've been graced with the presence of an altogether bigger, shinier beast in the form of GT5. It's a testament to the team at EA and the series as a whole that the game they made in a year is within touching distance of one made in 5, but it's not quite enough to convince us to change the tyres just yet. It's an enjoyably oily 8 from us.
Oh well, you can't win them all.